guys? How are we doing? And welcome back to another video. This is the Fighters Forecast. It is your boy Tennis speaking, and this is the Hammer of the Week. Let's take a look back down memory lane, guys, of last week or 2 weeks ago. Hammer of the Week. First leg, we had Daniil Donchenko against Theodore Bergwijn. Daniil Donchenko went out there, put hands and feet all over Theodore Bergwijn, knocked him out in the second round. A completely nice performance from Daniil Donchenko. Like I said, guys, he was the better striker. He had the better strike. The bows were there on display. Cut up Theodore Bergwijn, put him out there in the second round. Leg one was cash. Next leg, we had Nursultan Ruzaboyev. He went out there, he got a takedown, he subbed him in the first round. It was that quick, it was that easy. One of my most confident plays, one of the stupidest lines I've ever seen in my life at minus 210. Nursultan Ruzaboyev. Made zero sense whatsoever. He was leg two. That was clean as can be. And it came down to the last leg. One of my most hyped prospects in the Dana White Contender Series, in Abdul Rahman Yakyayev. He is ranked number 2, I believe. Believe it's number 2 on my hype train list. My number 1 has not been seen in the UFC yet. Abdul Rahman Yakyayev against Julius Walker. Went out there, he threw one overhand right and knocked him out. Just absolutely obliterated this guy. I told you guys Julius Walker was nowhere near the level of Abdul Rahman Yakyayev. But I didn't think he'd throw one punch and knock him out. Guys, I said to you that week that was one of my most confident Hammer of the Weeks I've ever published online. I did not see a world how that missed, and that was free cash, and we're back on track, and it feels great. Moving on to this card here, guys. The first leg of the Hammer of the Week. You can see it on the screen right here. You may not agree with it. You may not like it. But it's Max Blessed Holloway. Max Holloway is leg number 1 of the Hammer of the Week for a couple of reasons here. First of all, Max Holloway is a hard fight for anybody. If they're in their prime, if they're not in their prime, for anybody. This guy throws with volume, with intent to just break you down physically and mentally. This guy is an absolute killer psychopath in the UFC octagon here. And he's fighting Conor Mcgregor here, a 38-year-old man who hasn't fought in 5 years after coming off one of the most disgusting leg breaks in UFC history. A guy who's been arrested countless times for sexual assault, for drinking in public, for destroying people's property, phones, whatever, this, that. The fact of the matter here is Conor McGregor has no chance to win this fight. Zero. He will not beat Max Holloway. If he's fighting Michael Chandler, then sure, Michael Chandler sucks. You know what I mean? McGregor's going to beat that guy. But this is a real killer. This is a real thug. This is the real Hawaiian thug in Max Holloway here. This is a real problem. This guy's only lost to the best of the best. Volkanovski, Topuria, Poirier, Charles de Bronx. That's it. This guy doesn't lose to slouches, man. I'm not saying McGregor's a slouch, because we don't know what version of Conor McGregor is going to show up here. But it's not going to be a version that's able to beat Max Holloway here. This line is absolutely ludicrous. Max Holloway at minus 200. The stupidest thing I've ever seen. I've actually, thought to myself, like, should I just throw $200 on this? Because Max Holloway is not losing this fight. McGregor is not coming back here to win this fight. You can quote me on this. I could look stupid as fuck. He could win this fight and have the greatest sports comeback of all time. But it's not going to happen here. Max Holloway is leg number 1 of the Hammer of the Week. Leg number 2 goes by the name of Luke Riley. Luke Riley is fighting Kai Kamaka III here. Kai Kamaka III, just barely UFC level here. He got cut from the promotion for being boring, not winning, going 2 for 2, just mediocre, you know what I mean? Luke Riley is a perfect 13-0, which does scare me in some ways because we've never seen this guy, really in trouble, I guess you could say, like when he's losing a fight. I mean, I guess you could say he is. Like against Bogdan Grad, he didn't look amazing. Against Michael Aswell Jr., he had a little bit of adversity, but he won those fights pretty safely, pretty calmly here. And he's fighting Kai Kamaka here. Kai Kamaka is a decent grappler, is a decent striker, but he's not great anywhere. Luke Riley is an absolute monster on the feet. The guy has some of the cleanest, most crisp, most powerful striking in the 145 division, in my opinion. He's got a granite chin like all Scousers do, mate. You know what I mean? Luke Riley's going to walk in there. He's going to say, fuck you, mate. I'm going to knock your ass out. He's going to put that 1-2 combo on your head top. You're going to get dropped. And Luke Riley is going to win by KO. Please don't make me look like a fucking retard, man. Like, please don't do it, man. If Luke Riley gets fucking schooled here, and I just did that for absolutely nothing, I deserve to get clowned in the comments here. But that is leg number 2, and Luke Riley's odds are minus 270, which is stupid as well. Luke Riley opened at minus 370, and he's down at minus 270. This makes no sense. You put these guys together, you get minus 104 right now on the sportsbook. I think one of the freest double ups, ever. I'm not as confident as my Daniil Donchenko, Abdulrahman Yakyayev, Nursultan Ruzaboyev lay, but this one is very, very close for the confidence level. That is the lay. That is the hammer of the week. It is leg number uno, Max Holloway. Leg number dos, Luke Riley. Guys, I'll see you at the cash counter. Like, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.